Hold on to your butts. These are the Squashbuckler Diaries. Welcome back. My name is Guy Hasson, and you are listening to the Squashbuckler Diaries podcast, the podcast about Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams. And in season 1, she lives in her father's dreams without knowing there are other dreams out there, without knowing she's in a dream. This is her life. And speaking of her life, she lives a life of adventure. They live on a flying pirate ship called Bonny's Revenge that flies, it sails through the ocean, sails through the air, and flies in space, where there's air because it's a dream, at least in Justin's dream. And they fight bad guys every day, almost every day. They fight villains, and this is the life she knows. And when her father wakes up, most of the villains disappear. Most of the stuff they've seen disappears. And almost nothing is left behind except that some things are. Which will bring us to this episode. The ship stays behind, the ocean stays behind, and sometimes the top villain stays behind. And they put the top villain in an infinite prison, in an infinite corridor, in the belly of Bonny's Revenge. And when her father's gone, awake, she doesn't know where he goes. She has hours and hours to spend with no one except, perhaps, the villains. And we are continuing yesterday's episode. So I'm just reminding you that because it will be relevant in this episode. Last episode, she tries to say can't say it. She tried to say she sells seashells by the seashore, right? And she almost got it, and then they had to go fight, and the fighting went well, but she was frustrated, and we want to see what happens when a future heroine is frustrated. What makes her up? What's in her DNA? What's in her personality? So that's what we're going to see today. Let's get to it. Episode 114, She Sells Seashells, Part 2, The Chorus. Okay, everybody together now. I heard 4.5-year-old Dragon Lil from the belly of Bonny's Revenge. She sells seashells. She sells seashells. A chorus of unwilling participants responded. By the seashore. By the seashore, the chorus repeated. In the belly of the pirate ship in which Dragonlil and Dragonfather live was an infinite prison. It was the place where they kept the villains they defeated, the villains that stayed behind after Dragonfather woke, taking his adventure, the locations of the adventure, and most of the people or creatures with him when he disappeared. A villain almost always was left behind, usually the worst of the bunch. Usually he was already imprisoned. Over the last few weeks, since her father taught her the tongue twister she was reciting now, she practiced it every hour when he was gone. After she became good at it, she started teaching the entire villain community. And she would not take no or silence as a reaction. Mastermind, I heard her say, for even my sharp eyes cannot see past the stairs and into the bottom of the ship. You're too slow. It is physically impossible for me to be too slow, the murderous villain answered her with a robotic voice. You are all too fast. Sing quicker, she answered curtly. I'm 100% insulted, he answered robotically. 85% angry that you wish me to participate in this exercise, 14% disappointed from the progress of everyone, and 1% happy that I am better than all of you. Come on, everybody, now say it 3 times fast. She sells seashells. The course began reluctantly, and the teaching continued. Told by the Red Dragon. Hashtags Joy, Justin, the Infinite Prison, Chorus, Tongue Twister. Now, this has a third and last episode next time where we see what happens in the end. But again, this is the childhood of a heroine living in the dream, living a life of adventure, a small kid. All she knows is adventure and villains are only company when her father's gone, which is most of the time. So, this is not exactly your normal childhood. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Come back next time to see how this all ended. And now the credits. The Squashbuckler Diaries are written and read by me, Guy Hasson. All the tags mentioned in this story are searchable at the website. You can find all the stories there in written form and in fact 150 Squashbuckler Diaries more. The Squashbuckler Diaries is the diary of Joy Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams. She'll be called the Forgotten Girl by her father. She'll be a true heroine. She'll change the world. This project shows her entire life from birth to death. Check out the website at guyhasson.com. That's GUYHASSON.com. I've been an author and a playwright for more than 30 years, and this is the first time I've used the guyhasson.com website, because The Girl in the Dream is my life project. If you have questions, if you want to comment, please do. You can comment at the website or email me at guyhasson@gmail.com. That's GUYHASSON @gmail.com. The theme music is called Brass Gentleman and is created by Thomas Howardek. My name is Guy Hasson, and this is my life project. Come back tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, for more.